Hi, I'm Matt Davignon. This is my drum machine setup, and I'm going to walk you through it, different equipment I have, and how it works. So this is the centerpiece of it all. This is a drum machine, and I've got it programmed with a number of different kits. The one I use the most frequently is chromatically tuned tom drums. In this case it's TR-808 toms, I believe, and that lets me play melodies. And then I also have other kits in here that are different types of sounds. This one's all kick drums. And this one's all mostly short metallic sounds. And this one's all hand percussion sounds. But for the time being, we're going to stick with this chromatic one because it's the one I find the most useful. So the drum machine is running through a number of effects here, starting with distortion. This is a micro synthesizer which does both filtering and distortion. This is a Dr. sample, but I don't use it as a sampler. I mostly use it as a pitch bender. And then I've got compression, more filtering, tremolo. After that, it goes through a volume pedal, which I can use to make gradual swells. And then after that it goes through this, which is a reverb unit, and also does a number of other effects. So let's stick with the effects now before I get into this sampling chains. So if I take this sound and run it through distortion, it does that. And then if I run it through this other distortion and filtering pedal, it just gets a lot more messy. And then I can use the filter in the pedal to do muted sounds. So this one, the Dr. sample, I use most frequently for pitch bending. If I need to play with members of a band and I'm not sure what key they're in, I usually pitch bend till I get there, and then I just leave it in that spot. After the pitch bend, I usually don't use the compressor in live shows, but I have this filter pedal which does low pass and high pass. I also have this Amplitron, which is actually two tremolo pedals in one. And then after that, runs through my foot pedal. And then if I want, I can add reverb. Okay, so after that, all that stuff, that's all my sound designy stuff. After that, it goes to this. What this does is it sends it to two different channels for sampling and looping. The first channel goes to a foot pedal that I have on the floor. Let me get the volume back up there. Let me move this to a different kit so that you can hear. So this lets me do phrase sampling on the floor. If I want to do anything with beats. And then that I can do that in half speed and reverse and regular speed and reverse. The other chain goes into these, and what these are good for is for building layers and drones that don't need to stick to a particular time signature. So one of these by itself just kind of makes an echo, which I can pitch bend, etc. So how about we let that one die down for a second while we get this other one turned on. If I use these two together, I can make some nice drones. Turn this on. once I have that locked in, I can do, I can pitch bend them, which is actually speeding them up. Or this also lets me figure out how many layers I want at a time, and if I set it to only one layer at a time, I can start recording silence on top of those loops, which is really just poking holes in them. That's pretty much it. I mean, everything else I do is a variation on all those different themes, so I'm going to hit stop.